Sound. So, Kieran, welcome to the Hustlin with How's It podcast. Thank you so much for coming on. How's things?
Me. All good, all good.
Spot on. So, obviously, people in Liverpool, I think a lot of people know you with the property page. You built that massive. You've done really well with that. When did you start that, by the way?
It started about 3 or 4 years ago. Just about before COVID. I was doing a few renovations, speaking to my mate, and he was like, why don't you start posting stuff on Instagram and social media? And it has gone a bit mad. I should push it a bit more. Like, I'm a bit lazy with posting sometimes, and you can see the difference if you don't post on your stories and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then loads of people moved to TikTok, and I was like, kind of had a little go with it, but then swerved it. But it started about 4 years ago, and it's just kind of snowballed from there, really.
Have you seen benefits from that, you think, or?
It's some of the people have kind of got in touch with me, you know, like Premier League football players, professional boxers who are like, I don't like naming names, but if you go through my followers, you can see who it is. But some of the people that have come to me through Instagram and social media, it's been like, it is good. And then obviously the property training kind of kicked off from that, because I was getting loads of messages on that. People saying, oh yeah, follow your Instagram, do you do like training or mentoring and stuff? And at first I was like, no, it's not really for me, because I used to always think, well, why would you, if you're making so much money from property, why would you spend time training people? No, like, and I was like, if you're so, it was just, it's like you see them Forexes, the traders, I'm like, why are you doing it? But what it is with me, I was like, you spend all your money buying a property, you might be waiting 6 months for a sale or a valuation or money to come in. So while you're sitting there waiting for money, you might as well be teaching people how to kind of, and I do actually enjoy it. Anyone that's been on like my mentoring or I've kind of done one-to-ones with, I'll charge them for like the 2 hours or the 6 months, but they'll still be messaging me. Like 2 lads who've done a one-to-one with me, they've done that about, I can't remember how long ago, that was about 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And they only paid buttons, and then kind of just, and they're on the third or fourth house now, and like they messaged me this morning over stuff, so I shouldn't really give stuff away for free, but I enjoy helping them.
But that's it as well. It's another thing. Like, I've got nowhere near as many followers as you, but like, I still get people going, "Oh, how'd you do this? How'd you do this?" And like, at the end of the day, like, you can't be messaging everyone back.
Oh, that's it.
So you just say, "Listen, we've got training there. If you want to jump on it, you can." But obviously, you sound like you still sort of help people, and that even after they've paid, which is fine, because obviously they have paid and stuff. But
I just want that commitment from them as well. Because you can answer all them questions for ages, and then people still just
blatantly not going to do it.
It's funny, because I was speaking to someone about it, and people say, "Oh, why'd you do it?" No, and all this. You tell them how to do it, then they think, "Oh, it's too easy." So they keep on asking questions until they hit a problem, and then they go, "Oh, no, what? I don't want to do that." Actually, I think that's what it is. So like, once someone's paid a bit, I think these are a bit committed themselves now.
But
go on, sorry.
Go on. So, no, I was going to say, but I think with yourself as well, as you're sort of held accountable by the money, aren't you? If you're paying someone though to learn, you invest. You actually are invested in it, and you want to learn. But yeah, go on. What were you going to say? Sorry.
Like, it's the kind of investment, but when I used to think about it, I used to think, do people think paying for a trainer, why would you do it? But PTs, there's got to be PTs out there that sit there and go, I pay for my gym membership, I pay $250 a month for this gym. Like, it's group classes, and some people think $250 a month, but I need like this group PT, and like, that's the way I like to train. No, like, it gets me in the gym. I eat crap all week, but I get in the gym. And to the PTs, they're probably like, all I'm doing is telling you the same thing every week. Why are you paying me to say, lift them weights, get on the treadmill, do this? No, like, but that's what people, thing, and people like having that insurance to go, right, I've hit a problem. I've been doing it for over 10 years. So if someone hits a problem, I'll be surprised if I haven't already hit that problem and got the solution.
And people don't value things that are free. That's pretty much the point.
Because they do the training days. People do the training days, and like, I've had people come to me and they go, "How much are your ticket to the training day?" I'll be like, £300. And then people go, "Oh, okay," and then they'll go to a free one where there's like 1,000 people in the room, and they go to the back of the room. they've got salespeople at the back of the room, £2,000 a ticket. Yeah. So they think, I'm not going to pay 300 quid. I'll go to the free one, and then they end up paying £2,000 for what they could have got for free. So, you know what I mean?
That's it, innit?
But yeah, I have thought of like I've got solicitors who sponsor my events, so like even solicitors backing you, they know like
of course
it's not risky, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they pay to go to my events. I've got different companies. Hardens have approached me to sponsor me events. So
wow.
We could say, and I'm going to try and do a first-time buyers one for people who just want to buy one house, because that's a minefield. And
100%, yeah.
I'll probably try and get a few sponsors like Hardens and to bring the ticket price down, because all the speakers I've got on my events are like people who own hotels and over 100 rent-to-rents. So they're experts in the fields. They charge big money to me. Yeah. So obviously I've got to charge and like make money on it as well. But
do you enjoy the training then? The training aspect of it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do like it. It's getting people to that next level. No, like people who are like 25, 26 on the second or third property. It's just like they're made up, and then you've got like their mates going, "Oh, I really want to do that." But it's rewarding. Like
that's my next step. To be honest, I need like a mentor. I'm at the point now where I'm like, I'm doing decent, I'm doing all right. I'm literally 25. I'm on to like my 4th project, and I need that. Like, I think for me, it's like raising money is a massive thing. Yeah. Once you start raising money, that's when you can start really moving forward. Like, I think, but
I started doing joint ventures and stuff. That was bringing in a good, like, basically a share of the profit.
I heard you say that. Yeah,
I get people coming to me now, and there was a Premier League player that got in touch with me through Instagram on the phone to him, and he's basically said to me he wants to jump on the mentorship. I was like, mad that, or do like investments, but I can get the money from the bank that cheap for like 10%. So if someone says to me, say we look at a project and it's £1 million purchase, 250 grand to do it up, and then we sell it for 1.5, they're gonna want 250 of the profit, where I can give the bank 125 grand, and the bank aren't going to say after 6 months, oh, I'm moving to another club, I need me money because we're buying another house. The bank left me. So it's good to get the investments, but now I can get it that cheap off the bank, you know what I mean? So but joint ventures are a good way to kind
when
of
you say
start.
when you say joint ventures though, because I've listened to you on a few things, and your joint ventures there basically putting in the dough.
Yeah, so what I do is, as well, it's an hard one, because I just say to them, right, you buy the property in your name, I'll source it for them. So I'll find the property for them, charge them £3,000 set up. So they'll buy the property in their name. We'll then do the refurb, so I'll charge them during the refurb, make a bit more money on that for running the project. And say, for example, we buy something for 100, we sell it for, spend 20 on it, round figures again, and we sell it for 150, 30 grand profit. I'd then take a split of that 30 grand. But the property's always in their name, so they're not like going, yeah, there's 100 grand sent to your bank account, and then like, shit, it's just easier to buy it. Worst case scenario, if I get off and don't finish the project, they've only got to finish the project themselves, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's a cool way of doing it. I've never heard anyone do it that way. So you charge them a sourcing fee, your project manager, charge them, and then you split the profits. Yeah. And are these people like local, or are these
just people on social media? So investors from London. Yeah, I've done a few for them. They refinanced them, pulled the money out, and paid me that way. So the good ones with refinancing is obviously they just keep on going, keep on recycling that money.
So they keep on it, wanting to do another project.
Yeah, because they're like that to me, because they're going, I've got most of my money out, give you a lump, and I've still got a house. Yeah. They're just like, and it's hands off for them. Yeah. So. And
are these people, did they sort of not understand property and stuff like that?
Yeah. It can be anyone. So you've got like, people think it's got to be like a football player with a massive amount of money. You might have like someone who's a high paid job, might be a doctor who's on big money in London. They've got like 150 grand in a pot, and they're just like, I don't know what to do with property. You know, like, it's a big gamble for someone to just go and buy a house. Yeah. And know what, like, if they've never bought property, it's like, what do I do? No, like, so they want that kind of guidance. and it's hands off for them. They're just like, Kieran knows.
So was you doing stuff like this then before your social media, or not?
No, what? It come from social media.
It's interesting that, like, isn't it? It's mad.
Yeah.
It's mad. So obviously then, you bought your first one, I think you were around 21, was you?
Yeah.
How have you gone from there then to what you are now? Because you're doing like, you know, blocks of like 44 rooms and mad stuff like that. How have you gone from that to that? Obviously graph, but what?
Yeah. No, what? It was just the BRR, Sassy, by refurbished finance.
Single lets mostly?
Yeah, single lets. And then, just building up. I was with someone before, and I was saying to them, like, right, we're going to pull out 100 grand from a property, from the house he lives in. And then he was like, what do you reckon I do with this 100 grand? I was like, he said, I've got 100 grand there and I've got 20 grand coming in. I was like, if you buy something, do the refurb, refinance it, pull the money out, and then just keep on doing that. Said, first year you might do 2. Second year, 2 more. So you've got 4. But then them 4 are all going to be bringing you in like 5 grand a year. No rents, a profit maybe after your mortgage and stuff. Yeah. So you go interest only. I said, by the end of year 2, you'll have 4 hours of bringing in 3, 4, 5 grand, whatever, times 4, you'll be bringing in like 20 grand a year. So not only have you keep on recycling your money, you're now getting another pot to just put deposits down. So kind of just snowballs. No, like, that's the thing with the chain. I say to people, just get one and don't kind of panic and be like, right, I need another one. No, like, it'll kind of snowball pretty quick.
Yeah. And what point did you start doing, like, obviously there's tons of different strategies. What point did you start doing like HMOs and that? Because they're the real, not the real money makers, because the money makers in the refinance, but they're the real income generators, if you like, aren't they?
My first HMO was probably 24, maybe even a bit earlier than that, 23. Yeah, I remember going, and I had students in there like 19, 20, and they must have been thinking, who's this? No, like 4 years older than us.
It's the boss's son
or
something.
That's it, yeah. So I used to go in there and I'd be like, wow. It kind of changed dead quick. And then, as you say, just the more you've got, the more money comes in.
Yeah.
And then we kind of went from HMOs to bigger stuff, and now we're on this big site. It's,
that's a big one, that, like, isn't it?
No, what's exciting? It's probably, I've got that site on at the moment, but I've got a little one that's given me more headaches. It's only a 3-bed HMO with a shop underneath. And it's given me more headaches.
Is it?
Than this big one, yeah. Absolutely.
Why is that? Because it's a commercial underneath and it's just a headache?
One of the problems is because we've got the big site, so all me all focuses on that. Yeah. So I've kind of just let everyone do the bit, and I've got a site manager on the big project. So moving forward, I'm not doing any more until that big project's finished, and then I'll probably just do them big projects. They make you good money. Got a site manager, got 30 lads on there. Yeah. I popped in there for half an hour before, just because I bought a meal from the gym and needed a microwave, and I was in town, so I went in, had my lunch and spoke to the site manager and got off. So it's a lot easier. Yeah. Just giving it to someone else. So I'll probably just move on with them. Yeah. I've teamed up with one of the lads who come on my mentorship. He's done 2 now flips, and he's done them proper quick, and he's done them well. And he was like, I'm looking to do my next one, I'm eager and all that. So I said to him, know what, I've got loads of investors there that want me to do stuff, but I haven't got time. So I've kind of teamed up with him. Yeah. He's going to project manage them. I'll bring in the investors and kind of. So we've got 2 investors ready to go now, cash buyers. Yeah. And we're just going to do the joint venture with them, split of the profit. So probably aim to make about 15 grand between me and Ben on each one. But we'll get to a point where...
It's incredible, that.
Yeah.
Because not many mentors are offering that, like the obviously the network, but if they have an investor, they're using it themselves, aren't they? So that's quite a cool thing. Like, one thing that did made me laugh was I seen one of your posts, and it was about the like having like the offices on the thing. Like that just shows how big level it is. Like you've got like an office on the site and stuff like that. It's just fun, funny, it's just
cabins
mad.
And stuff.
It's just mad.
So you've got your storage cabin, your canteen, toilet
block. That obviously costs dough.
Yeah, drying room, and then a boardroom for our site meetings.
That's madness.
So
that. Like, I imagine you're not using like the same workies that you were using on like your big
No, it's too hard. And then even for them, some of them go, oh no, site wise
too big.
Yeah, too big. So what I've kind of done is I've gone for companies that they haven't got 50 lads, but they haven't got 2.
Yeah.
It's like 5 or 6 lads. And we've all teamed together because my plan is when we go bigger, they come with us onto the next site and so on. So at the moment, it's looking at a site, 74 apartments.
Yeah.
Our next project.
That's fucking mad, that.
It's mad. Like, I was with my business partner on something else, and he said, come down to site. So we went to down to site, and we stand on the roof, and he was like, lad, this is mad, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I do say, I don't know how, like, not how this has happened, but it is a bit like, wow, it's not like, my kids are going to get my property portfolio. It's going to be signed for them, but it's not like someone's went to me, yeah, mate, there's a property portfolio. Yeah. If anything goes wrong for me, I can't go to my dad and go, hey, no, when you hit this headache, what you do? I haven't got a clue. Do you know what I mean? So when I'm standing on there, I'm like, fucking hell, this is mad, this. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's funny, that.
Homes Under the Hammer there on Wednesday.
That's what I was going to ask about that. So the Homes Under the Hammer thing. Is that on the big block? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's mad, that. Do they do things like that? I thought
because it's been bought at auction.
I see.
Yeah, because it's been bought at auction.
Yeah.
They do it. No, like, and they approached me and they were like, have you bought any properties recently at auction? And I was like, I bought this site. Big beast. Yeah. And they were like, oh, we'll come out. So they on Dublin come out. Yeah, it was quite funny, like.
That's funny, that.
So yeah, it was boss, to be honest. It was like, they were just dead sound, like the camera crew, and we were like, oh, the site was battered. Obviously we bought it, and it was in a state it had been left for like 4 or 5 years. So it just dragged out, trying to get on site and legals and all that. That was the problem. It took 2 years on legals. That's just because of a mess up. And
at what point though? Like obviously before the auction, they're doing all the.
Yeah, so we bought it, but there was when they sell a site, it's a TR7, I think they can sign, or TR3. They sign that, and that clears the title.
I see.
Receivers, but receivers have stopped signing them because there was a court case where people had come back and gone, no, I had a charge on that. So previous investors had put money down on this site.
I see.
And were owed money, rightly so. We bought it and didn't know about all this. We thought this had been resolved.
Yeah.
So we ended up having to drag it out, but luckily the solicitors who were dealing with the other side, they were nice enough, and they were like, you know what, we're happy you bought it because we can resolve this problem. So we done a deal with all them. It's funny because we done a deal with them all, paid them. So it was money, I think it cost me 300 grand, but it was just like, it's done. There was ways around it, like selling it back to myself and then buying it from another company, but I was just like, not ruining my name for 300 grand, no, like. So it was like, we'll sort it out. We resolved it, paid all the investors, and some of the investors were like, can we buy a plot off you again? And I was thinking, you've already been stung on this site. Yeah. But we're like, no, we're doing it, and we're going to sell off. So what I've done on this development is we're building it, we're selling off plan, but they don't pay, and they just pay a deposit that it sits with the solicitors.
Yeah.
So we're not getting any funding until the whole site sells. That's when we get paid. We just got funding to build it.
That's mad. So obviously it's not your typical 28-day completion then, or was it? And then all this.
Yeah, it was 28 days.
And then all this happened.
Yeah, but it already been an auction. I bidded on the auction previously, and it went to 700 grand, and I just left it. And then December 19th, I was in Disneyland with the kids. I remember walking around Disneyland, and the auction started 300 grand. It started. I started bidding, and what happened? I had it at like 350. I had it at, sorry.
Yeah.
Literally down to the last minute, and then what happens is whenever someone bids, it adds 2 more minutes. So I was like walking around with the baby on my shoulders. My missus got a photo. I'm standing in the in Disneyland with the baby on my shoulders on my phone, going, nailed this. I nearly paid $580 for it, and someone else at 700. Nailed it. Someone just started bidding, and 508 ended up paying for it. But literally that 2 minutes just kept on, and then with bidding, it's like there's a technique to it, a bit like poker in a ring, kind of. So you're bluffing, so they come in, say it was like 350, They come in at 360, 370, 380, so on. It's 10s. Then I was like, right, shall I just start slowing down? So dropped it down to 5 because I was thinking, is it the previous owners? Is it no, like they're trying to get as much as they can? So then I slowed it down then, where I was bidding like in the final seconds, just putting it up like $2,000 just to make them think he's thinking about pulling out now. So we end up getting it for 508, 507 or something.
And the GDV on that's what?
4.3 we got.
That's mental. How are you working out then on these ones? Obviously you're going around with the builder prior and all that, but when you're viewing it, how are you working out the costings and stuff like that?
So the builder that's on it was the previous builder. Because what happened is the developer hired him to build it. He was working for me, doing a refurb, and said to me, I was building on this site, if you want to buy it. And so that's why I was like, okay. I said to him, come in with me on it. I'll give you a split of the profit if you help me build it. No, like, you be the builder, but we'll also get that. No, like, so he's like, all right, sound. And that's kind of given me the confidence of giving away more of my profit, but of moving on to the big sites.
That's quite a creative thing to do, isn't it? So he's not charging you for the build, really?
No, he's just taking a percentage of the profit.
Yeah. Did he give you an idea of what the build would be if you were to pay it?
Yeah. So it's probably working out more or less the same.
Yeah.
But it's the experience. So it's. I said to my missus, like, if I didn't make any money on it, it's just been an expensive uni course. Yeah. In property.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should make 1.4 million on it, I reckon.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And it's and like you say, some people are like, 100, 150 projects deep and not doing projects that big. So it is mad. Like,
it's a big jump, and there's loads of, every invoice is $5,000. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, even the scaffolding on it, scaffolding was like 30 grand.
That's mad.
Do you know what I mean? Everything's just like, we're renting a forklift, that's 500 quid a week. Do you know what I mean?
That's mad.
Then you need obviously a forklift driver.
So obviously because he's project managing, he's sorting all these people anyway, isn't he?
Yeah, but I'm kind of involved as well.
Yeah.
So I'll go down to site 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Where mostly the clients goes once a month to the meetings.
Yeah.
But I want to be involved in it as well.
I like that though, because he's like then incentivized to still get to budget, isn't he? Yeah. Which is class, like. So
it's loads of stuff, but your little headaches and all, like, we need a sprinkler system. We didn't need that. That's 30 grand.
Fucking hell.
But then like a lift, 6-story lift. How much do you reckon a lift cost?
I wouldn't have a fucking. I was going to ask you.
But to be honest, this surprised me. It was 38 grand.
How much?
38 grand. I thought that was quite cheap, to be honest.
Yeah,
like,
I was thinking 100k.
For a lift, yeah. I was like, wow. So it just, there's loads of little, but like party wall agreements. So that was something that held us up. So we had to get obviously an inspection on one building either side. That cost us 15 grand. That's 2 party walling, and that took 4 months. So we couldn't start on site for that. That just dragged out for 4 months. It was only meant to be 6 weeks.
There's things I couldn't even fathom in there, like even things like obviously you've dealt with planning before with doing bigger HMOs and whatever, but how'd you come across that, like, that hurdle? Because planning's a fucking minefield in itself, isn't it?
That's it. But we've got, like, in our site meeting, we'll have one next week. We'll have our architect, got a QS, got our site manager, the builder, and then anyone else, like the plumber will be in there, the electrician. So everyone, you end up with like a team of experts. But there's loads of things on site. So say, for example, we go, okay, we're going to change this wall. It's a single board wall, but we're going to plaster. We go, okay. So the sound guy might come in and go, oh, no what? You can't do that because you can hear the noise next door.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to double board it. So we might go, okay, we'll double board it. But then the fire guy comes in and goes, no, you can't double board it because it needs to be half an hour or an hour fire resistant. So you go, okay, so that's a problem. So you have to go back to the sound guy. Sound guy goes, okay, do this. But then you go and look at your pricing and go, well, that's more expensive. So then everything, it's like 4 or 5 people. Because the fella doing our walls might be like, yeah, why don't you do it this way? But it's not as easy as going, sound. You've got to go and speak to these 3 or 4 specialists about it. But we just had
so the book. Go on, sorry.
A quote, like we're getting, obviously got to get quotes for everyone, no, like plumbing, everything, electrician, even then we've got laundry rooms in there, and
That's mad, you know. Because I was thinking when you were saying that, then I always think to myself, I wish I could get, like, obviously nowhere near the scale, like, but like even if you're just doing a 3-bed set of house or whatever, and you could just get all the trades in one WhatsApp group and just be like, but they'd just be like, fuck off, mate.
That's what's happened in that Walton Road.
Yeah.
Basically, everyone's doing everyone a favour. No,
yeah.
I haven't put so like you might have the plumber's done the bathroom.
Yeah.
All right, have you done the shower doors? No, I haven't done the shower doors. Why? I'm waiting for the painter, so the painter doesn't get paint on it. Yeah. And I'm like, but the shower cubicle's in, the sink, the toilet, the door frame. He's got to paint around everything. Why is the only thing that's easiest to wipe paint off? Just put it in. 5 times I must have asked for the doors.
That's mad.
So like, because I'm not going to site, and then the painter would turn up, and the painter's sound, they've gone back like 3 or 4 times because they'd go in, and the joiner hadn't finished the joinery. He'd missed one skirt off, so then they've got to go back once they're joining, and it's just like
ongoing heavy.
And then in the end, you can end up losing 3 or 4 grand just finishing a site because everyone's doing revisits.
It's interesting that though. It's interesting that you have like the boardroom and everyone goes in there and has a chat and that, and just like that would be so much easier if obviously they do that on the bigger projects, but it's mad. Like
the working program, that's a big one. So like we have a working program split down for every week and every trade. So our electricians are on the first floor now, they've got a week. Then straight after them, the plumber goes in. So we sit down with the plumber and go, there's your working schedule. If we sit down in 4 weeks and we go, why are you on the 2nd floor? He's got to tell us why he's on the 2nd floor. And we go, right, now you've knocked the borders and the plasterers and the joiners all behind. Who's going to pay for it? Nadine. So everyone's got to stay to that working schedule. Someone slips by a day, you're on them, Nadine.
It's like a schedule works on like a different level, innit?
That's it.
That's mad.
So it's
so like you said, then I heard you talking about one time on a podcast as well about this. I don't think it's this one. There was a property you were after, and you'd sent the deposit of the 70 grand. That's not this one, is it?
No. That was another one.
So what was that one then? Because obviously
that was a big one. I basically bought that at auction. You know what? That was before I'd done this big site.
Yeah.
It was me like had a few headaches, a few business problems, like with bad investments and stuff. And I'd basically looked at this house on, what day was it? It was like New Year's Eve. Yeah, New Year's Eve. I looked at it like the 28th December, went around, viewed it, and it was an old, the reason I seen it, one of my mates had messaged me, and it was an old youth club at the back, where I used to go as a kid. And he was like, I've seen the youth clubs up for sale. It's like, Sam, went and viewed it, and it was meant to be an auction. But they went, we're just going to do best and finals, New Year's Eve. So I went, okay, put a bid in. And I was like, I don't know if this is the right idea. 670 grand. And they went, I thought, they're not going to be able to do it. New Year's Eve, list is closed. So I put the offer in. Thought to give me a bit of breathing space. She was like, no, you got to send the deposit now. I was like, no, what I'll do is, I need to sign the contracts. So send them to me solicitor and I'll get them sorted. No, send them now, know what I mean? And I'd rang, was it on this site? Yeah, I'd rang my mortgage broker and also my solicitor, New Year's Eve. I got his mobile number, so I'm ringing him. And I was like, what do you reckon on this? Left them voicemail, so I'm about to send this money. Sent the money, Santander blocked it like 5 times, kept on having to send it. Finally get it over to them. And then I got a voice note. I signed the sales memo and all that. And I got a phone call back off the broker. He was like, don't buy it, you'll have an headache. 28 days. People aren't back from work till like the 5th of January. They'll be snowed under because this is more or less shut for 2 weeks over Christmas. You won't get it over the line. And I was like, it's too late, I've sent the depot. And my sister rang me the same. He was like, you're mad. And I was like, I've sent it. And he was like, oh. And we bought it. Got it over the line. A lot of banks, by the time we got the ball, weren't happening. So I spoke to this bridger, fella from Wales, had to borrow 450 grand. Yeah. And he come down and pulled in a few favours and stuff. He come down the day before completion, so I was about to lose the money. Looked at it and went, didn't even go in and went, yeah, I'll lend you the money. Shook my hand and got off.
That's mad.
And I was like, what, this in the morning? He was like, the money will be in. No, like, sorted. So we got it over the line and I ended up getting it valued by the bank. And we sold it, made £1 million on it.
Madness.
18 months or 2 years or something.
That's crazy.
I don't even think it was 2 years, 18 months.
Was that like your biggest one at that point, was it?
Yeah.
That
was a scary one, but it was the taking the gamble.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you reckon that was one of the moments where you thought, right, this is it now, this is working?
Yeah.
That's
it, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, but I was that 70 grand. I remember, like, I know I was in this spare room with the baby. I'm just tossing and turning, thinking, what am I going to do here?
Yeah.
About to lose this money. I was ringing people. The broker was getting a phone call twice a day, just going, "You defo reckon he'll come down on Friday?" Yeah. I was just like, "Fuck, what are we gonna do?" Because if he turned up and went, "I'm not lending it," 70 grand just gone. No, like, But it was because the seller didn't have. What had happened is the seller had gas safety, electric safety, HMO license and that, but the estate agents who provided them all had done work on the property and was owed 10 grand by the landlord. So they were like holding them. So when I bought it, found out who the estate agent was, rang them, had a good relationship with them anyway, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll send them to you." So then I had all the certs. So it kind of took, it made it mortgageable again then. So it's a big one about building relationships with people, and
100%,
kind of, you never know I know estate agents who started out doing the viewings on properties, and you go in and you be like, "Got any info on this?" "No, just open the door." And you'd be like, "Fucking hell." No, like, and now they're running estate agents and we get on. No, like, I've never been rude to anyone. No, like, it's not worth it because you don't know where you're going to end up.
100%,
further on down the line.
That's interesting, that. I used to work for an auction company. I actually showed you around somewhere, you know.
Did you? Yeah. Which one was it?
I think it was by Prince's Park. I can't remember. It was a big old property and it was tenanted. And I think it was. I can't remember what road it was now. If it was Prince's Road or.
Yeah. No, what I think I know that. Few flats, was it?
A few flats. Yeah. I showed you around that one. But do you just buy from auction now then?
No, I'll just buy, like, I'll buy auction or like normal. I'm not really into the auctions as much as it is. I just kind of, it's because you've got to be dedicated to that time. Yeah. You can view it for a few weeks and then you're like, you get to the day and someone bids stupidly and you're just like, fucking hell, sat around for 3 weeks waiting for this. Yeah. I'd rather just go in, view something, make an offer. Done. If it works, it works. And then you're done then. I know that day or... Yeah.
I like to think about auction though the way it is quick, like, because sometimes you can be waiting.
Oh, yeah.
Like my last 2 purchases have been like 8-9 months in conveyancing because they were like straight to the vendor, direct to vendor. So like they do play the part, the auctions in that sense, if you want to go quick as well. But that's what I was going to ask. With what was I going to say then? That was it. Talking about what we just talked about with the 70 grand thing, I don't recommend doing that obviously, but the pressure that you probably got on yourself to raise that down. Yeah. Do you think that's why you raised it, or do you think, because, like, were you calling people?
Oh,
like,
yeah, it's pressure. If they said to me, "You can have your 70 grand back," I'd gone, "Oh, yeah, I'll pull out then." You know what I mean? But it's funny because, like, stuff like that happens, and touch wood, stuff doesn't. But when stuff happens like that, my missus says to me, "You love it, don't you?" 'Cause it's just like, it's, when I get out there, I go, another problem solved. No, like, and I've got mates with the same. Yeah. They're going, lad, this is heavy, this. No, like, I need to do this, this, and this. And then we resolve it and we go, no, I always get out there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And it is fun. Like, I think that's anyone. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? If that's just like buying your first house and they ask for your bank statements and they go, "What's that on your bank statements?" And you go, "I'll come up with the answer." And you go, see. Your head's falling off when it happens. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah,
that's funny. So what was the bit then where you realised, like, obviously, I don't know if it was that bit like we just said, but where you realised the property thing was like gaining momentum and it was like, okay, this is going to start really, really pelleting forward now. Was it that point, or was it before that? Because obviously before that you still had gaps, didn't you? And you still had, you know, HMOs here, HMOs there and stuff. So what was the point that, like, momentum built for you?
As in like money's coming in, like you said earlier on, where you buy one and then you end up buying another one the next year, and then you end up buying another 3, and then once I started the Instagram type, it was like
real built.
It was just like, because it kind of gave me the push as well to be like, oh, what? What's the point in posting one picture and then not doing any more? You know what I mean? Yeah. And then it's just kind of snowballed from there. But yeah, I think anyone who's starting out, it's just like getting that first one. It's so easy to just go, "Oh, no, what? I give up." No, like, It's like ending, isn't it? That first gym session or ending.
It takes years as well, doesn't it? Like, it takes absolute years. Like, it takes years to build momentum. But with this one you've got now, then what are you expecting to, like, what's your expected, like, profit on this one, if you're happy to say?
About 1.4, 1.
That's mad,
2
that.
to 1.4.
And is your plan to... Is it big projects only now for you? Are you just going to keep doing big ones like that? Or?
Big ones, and then I always change my mind, know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's always, like, it's just what at the time, no, like...
Yeah, what comes up.
I try and work, like, 20, 30 hours a week, know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to be 60, 70 hour weeks, but my thing is just, like, 20, 30 hours and not, like, kind of...
And what is your day-to-day now, then? Like, going to a site, and does it feel like work?
No. What have I done today? Gym this morning, coffee with me wife and the kid, till 10:30, 11. Then when I met my mate for a coffee, went to site, had my dinner, because we never had I bought a meal to go in the microwave, come here, do the podcast. That's it, really. No,
but one thing I did hear you say on another podcast was you spent your early years, which I did, to be fair, saving and, like, not going out bevying or whatever. And that's why now you're at that point where you can just, like, go for a coffee on a fucking Thursday or whatever in the morning. Yeah.
It's putting in that graft at the start.
Yeah.
Because it is easy to kind of carry on. Like, I could have all these investors doing houses for them. And some people, they can do that. And, like, everyone's different. I'm not saying don't work. Like, some people go to the gym twice a day. Some people don't go to the gym at all, know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't say to people, you shouldn't be working that much. If that makes you happy, you know what I mean?
That's it.
But, 20 hours, 20, 30 hours a week for me. Don't get me wrong. My phone rings Friday, 9 o'clock, I'll answer it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If it rings at 6, 7 in the morning, I'll answer. I won't go, I'm not working now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But good thing is I don't, like, have to book time off to go on holiday or... And like that, that's the good thing. Really. Yeah,
it's a nice thing as well. Like, I heard you say somewhere that, like, you were thinking about starting a letting agency and stuff like that, and you realise, like, what's the point in a fucking headache for 10%? You can do things that you actually want to do and you enjoy, which is a beautiful thing, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is a nice thing. I'm looking forward to get to that point myself. Like, to be honest, I am a bit like that now. I think if you own a business and stuff, you can sort of do that to an extent. But one thing I did want to ask as well, you said you knew property was always going to be a sort of thing, didn't you, for you?
Yeah, I don't know what. Like, as mad as it is, I just always had in my head, like, I remember my mate saying on another podcast where my mate was saying we were walking across the park, and, like, one of the lads was like, we just see that as a house with smashed windows. Kieran's like that. Oh, yeah, you could do that house up and all that. And I was singing,
get on the land,
and I never had, obviously it was like 14, 15, never had a house.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, we're standing outside ours taking pictures of them and all that. But I just kind of knew it would kind of happen.
Yeah.
And that's with the free time stuff. That's what my training's not about. Like, do you want to be a millionaire tomorrow? No, like, do you want a Lamborghini? Yeah. It's not about that. It's about, like, creating a second income or your retirement, especially people who are self-employed.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? It's great earning good money, but what you kind of... You're just going to carry on till you're 60, 70 doing that same job, or you're going to have some investments and stuff like Bitcoin. Some people make massive money, but I don't know anything about it. I can only say to you, you know what you know. This is how to buy property. And how many people do you meet? Like, it makes me laugh where people go, they're like 40 and they go, no, what? I wish I'd bought property when I was 20. Yeah. What prices aren't going down? Yeah. Because that was only 20 years ago. If they buy something now when they're 60, it's obviously going to be worth more. Yeah. So that's, and sometimes I'm worried about selling stuff. I always think, like, that site in town, it's right on St. George's Hall, and I know there'll be a time where I think, oh, no, what, I wish I just pushed myself and kept hold of it instead of selling it and refinanced it, but it's what's working at the moment, you know what I mean? It's
that, and then obviously it's not like you just, you know, selling that, making a mill and then sitting on it. You're putting that money to work, aren't you? So, but I agree with that. Even since 2020, I've got a flat there that was 70, now 140. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking mad. But back to your training thing, though. I think it's nice to see, like, there's not many people from Liverpool or like a younger person doing that sort of thing. So what are some of the things that you do cover on your sort of workshop?
So basically, it's kind of people come in and got a speaker who's got rent to rent. He's got like 2 hotels in the city centre and got over 100 rent to rent properties. So he tells people how he found his first property, how he makes money, getting good tenants, bad tenants. We've got estate agents. He had over 3,000 properties at one point, and he's built up a good portfolio. He's 60 now, and he looks about 30. But he tells people about. He was an estate agent as well, so he tells people on the day how to kind of as an estate agent, if you're standing there with 97 grand and I'm standing there with 95, why a seller should take me instead of you, even though you're offering 2 grand more. Why am I better? I might go, I've got 95 grand sitting in the bank. You might have 95 grand, but it might be in your parents' accounts. So you've gone, I'll give you 97, sorry, but I've just got to get me parents to send it over. Yeah. The estate agent's probably thinking, no, that's about where if you said, right, send that money into my account, I've got 90s, you're the better buyer.
Yeah.
But so he talks on the day about stuff like that. Got a solicitor, she talks about leasehold, freehold. It's just the basics of property, but like
in depth.
Yeah, and then me doing the BRR. So we kind of go over everything. Got a tax advisor giving advice on to buy in your personal name, company name, what you can claim, what you can't, stuff like that. So
it's interesting that.
Who else we got? Yeah, and then our mortgage broker.
Yeah. When's your next one of them?
Loans, 20th of April.
20th of April.
So I don't know if this is my last. No, like.
Yeah.
I do enjoy them, but it's like,
is it a graft? Hard.
No, what I enjoy it. When I finish it, my shoulders like because it's dead. Like,
intense.
And you saw in front of 50 people, like me doing that in school. In front of 20 people was hard, but I got offered a job speaking in front of all the police, basically, different headquarters, going and talking to them about property and their pensions, because they get pensions all around the country.
That's mad.
So I might move on to that. It'd be good, because obviously if you're talking in front of the police, it's trust-wise. Not for me, investors, just I'll charge to speak to them so they know what to do in property if they ever want to go into property. But that was kind of, if I went on to that, I'd probably just swear the chain. And again, I've got like the footy players and the professional sportsmen and women and stuff that coming to me. So I'm like, what would I rather do? What do I enjoy more? I do, as I say, I do like the property chain. Big one I want to do is get into schools, really. Yeah. And just teach people about the credit score and finance, and it's so easy for kids, especially nowadays.
100%.
They finish school 18, 19, they go out and get a phone on contract. They go, no, what, I'm going out this weekend, swerve me contract, and then they've got a CCJ for 6 years.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? Or they go and get a car on finance. So teach them.
It's too accessible, isn't it? Money, like at a young age, is way too accessible. Like, and it's fine that it is accessible if you're going to use it in the right way. But like you say, they're not teaching it in schools, are they? So
that's it. And a lot of people say, oh yeah, I wish they taught that in school, but even now we're trying to teach it and people still don't want to listen. But
that's it.
I have been into a school and that was the kids are just like throwing stuff out at you, and you're like, weren't expecting this. It was harder speaking to them than it was 50 adults. Yeah. And I come off and the teacher was like, we've had loads of speakers in, you've been the best one and you're the only one that they've all listened to. Yeah. And I was like, no, did you think that was good? No, like, but I'd like to do that. That wouldn't be, I'd do that for nothing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Or even teach it. My plan would be to try and teach people about property, or just buying the first house, or the difference between renting and owning, and obviously the credit scores and that, and then they go out and talk to schools. Yeah. Because there's that many schools to teach.
100%, yeah. That police thing sounds good as well.
Yeah.
That's because you can do
police federations. It was.
Yeah. Because you can do. I've not learned about it, like, but you can do like these things with your pensions, can't you? Where you can take money out and buy property,
SIP,
or something
SIP
like
pensions.
that.
What the one that fellas at the chain event speaks about that.
Does he? Yeah.
Because we've got a mix of people in the room. We've got people who want to get into rent and rent.
Yeah.
Might have like no money to start off. Yeah. People who want to get into sourcing. Yeah. Or people who are sitting in the room who've got, they're like 40 and they've got money tied up in their own house, or they've got money tied up in a pension. He gives advice on that. So yeah, it's just kind of everyone walks out the room and then everyone gets a guide on what they want to, if it's buy, refurbish, refinance, if it's sourcing, rent to rent, they all get a free guide on that. So it's pretty good. Like,
that's interesting. So if anyone is looking to book onto that, where's the best place to find you? I'm obviously book on.
Yeah, if they message me on Instagram, I'll send them the link, and there'll be a few people there at the event who've been on the training, and give their kind of right, this is what I've done, where I've gone.
That's spot on. Kieran, nice one for coming on. I really appreciate it. It's been good. It's been fun. I've enjoyed chatting to you. So thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Cheers.
No problem.